Good afternoon. Please be seated. Syrian peace negotiations will be resumed from the point where they left off. It is my hope that with the resumption of Israeli-Syrian talks, negotiations between Israel and Lebanon also will soon begin. There can be no illusion here. On all tracks, the road ahead will be arduous. The task of negotiating agreements will be difficult. Success is not inevitable. Israelis, Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese will have to confront fateful questions. They face hard choices. They will have to stand firmly against all those who seek to derail the peace. And sadly, there are still too many of them.
President, on another matter involving a foreign government, as a father, do you sympathize with the demand of a boating accident on the way to Florida?
Well, of course, I think all fathers would be sympathetic. The question is, and I think the most important thing is what would be best for the child. And there is a legal process for determining that. And I personally don't think that that any of us should have any concern other than that the law be followed. I don't think that that politics or threats should have anything to do with it, and if I have my way, it won't.
Both Cuba and Chechnya. Second question regarding Chechnya. Given the fact that 2/3 of the aid goes to denuclearization, 1/3 to democracy efforts.
And the amassing of hundreds of thousands of refugees, which will have to be cared for by the international community, we've already set aside, I think, at least $10 million to try to make our contributions for it, will further alienate the global community from Russia, and that's a bad thing because they need support, not just from the IMF and the World Bank. They need investors. They need people to have confidence in what they're doing. They're about to have elections. And so there will be a heavy price there. On the merits, yes.
Mr. President, some of your critics have suggested that the reason that you press the issues of the environment and labor at the
So it's very important that you understand that there were real differences that we thought we could bridge unrelated to labor and the environment, which we couldn't, and which I think would have been clearer but for the backdrop of the demonstrations in Seattle over these other issues.